What's up guys, welcome to Daily Refinement. Today's video we're going to go over a subscriber who called my eBay advice trash. So Mike says, if you pay for more than a month, you are a fool. It's the same recycled trash over and over again. In today's video we're going to give my response, but basically the overview is the reason why it's the same recycled information over and over again is because the formula for being successful on eBay is always the same and will never change. So we'll go over that in this video. I appreciate you guys. Smash the like button. See you inside. Okay guys, so my channel is about running a successful online eBay store, and the formula is actually kind of complicated, but I have it on my Instagram here, so follow me at instagram.com/dailyrefinement. I have this long post on the formula of how eBay works. So over 1,000 people have saved this, so it's pretty straightforward. Essentially, it's about listing consistently. So the formula is free. You can find it on lots of YouTube channels. In my group, which I run with my colleague Tech and Sports, there's 2,150 people in the group. They're not paying for the formula. The formula is free. Everyone already knows how to do eBay. The hard part is being consistent. So we're going to make a course on this channel that goes over your reseller productivity, and it's going to go over how to make your schedule, how to do your goals, because that's the hard part. Everyone knows how to resell, especially if you've been doing it for a while. You understand how to do a listing in under 2 minutes. You understand how to do photographs in under 2 minutes. Your whole eBay process is going to be around 5 or 6 minutes per item. Once you learn everything, the hard part is actually fixing that and putting it into your schedule. So I will tell you now, the deepest, biggest secret in the entire group, and the secret to my success recently, has just been being around my colleague Tech and Sports. Now, he's really humble. He doesn't like to go over things that he does well, but to be honest, he hasn't missed a day listing in 13 years. So if you are around somebody like that, somebody that's that consistent, you're going to upgrade yourself and upgrade your own software, because most people are not reliable in general. They show up late, they're not prepared. Here we have somebody who's so prepared, he hasn't missed a day in 13 years of listing, including days that there were a hurricane. Those days he actually ended up listing more. On a hurricane day, instead of listing his normal t-shirts, he listed 400 hats. And I think maybe he even listed his clothing goal that day as well. But imagine there's a hurricane, you still get up 400 listings. So the idea behind a person that can do 250 listings 7 days a week in a row with a team of 3 people. So I'm going to give you guys a perspective of this. Most people list 5 items per day. He does that. So if you list 5 items a day for a year, that's like 1,500 listings or so over the course of the entire year. He does that every single week. So people who are talking about wanting vacation 1 week or 2 weeks of vacation, he can work 1 week and take 51 weeks off for vacation. That, to put into perspective how insane that number is, being around that person is worth tens of thousands of dollars. How many people do you know that have been consistent and able to keep one thing, add on another thing, and both of them stay the same? We talk about all ships need to be at the same level when you're running your eBay business. Like, you can't let your family drop, because that doesn't work that way. You'd have to go back and repair your family, which would mean your eBay store wouldn't be consistent. So many people actually do that. They go on vacation, they have a health issue, they have an aging parent, and they fall off, right? They're not consistent anymore. Everyone has that. How come some people don't fall off? And it comes down to just being prepared, understanding all the different steps. So in order to be super duper prepared, you have to really understand all of your numbers. I know how much my rent is. It's $2,307. I know how much my average shipping label is. It's like $7.40. When you understand all the different pieces of the pie, you can really narrow down to what you have to do. We've even talked about what would happen when the podcast can't continue. Let's say one of us passes away. What happens in that scenario? Because we're all thinking about permanent situations. Can we do this podcast forever? What happens if one person can't do it? Do we have any backups? We have backup podcasts in case we can't miss it, but we have done the podcast every Wednesday for 74 weeks in a row. I've done my mastermind call in the morning for 5 years in a row. And I think it's just all about being consistent, and that is the hard part. So it's funny because Mike called us out by saying that it's recycled trash over and over again, and you shouldn't pay for more than 1 month. Why wouldn't you say you shouldn't pay for it at all, right? If you're going to be a naysayer and say that our information is garbage, why would you say it's not garbage the first month? And the reason why our first podcast outlines the whole thing is to give access to people to that information for only $5. The podcast is $5 per month recurring for 74 episodes of full-length instruction. And in the very first episode, we go over how eBay works, and I go over it for free on my Instagram. You can go there and get the plan for how to do this for free, but that's not the hard part. The hard part is staying consistent. That's why I recommend you sign up for an entire year just to be around other people that are doing it. We have a post in the Facebook group, which I'll post here, and this is from William. William, in the course of a year, was able to build the exact system that I have and develop a listing habit that he was able to maintain for 4 months so far in a row. That's honestly, it's worth tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, because how do you teach someone to be consistent? When you become consistent at listing on eBay, that means you've automatically taken care of being consistent with your family. And this alarm consistently goes off because people in this unit, when they check for a new open space, that alarm goes off. So everything is predictable, and you have to understand yourself really well. This channel, maybe, if you guys have watched me over the years, it's become more about self-reflection, figuring out what your day looks like, what your priorities are. Are you hanging out with your family? If you are, is it actually scheduled? So I have a date night with my wife every Friday. We really haven't missed that in like 10 years. We always think about something to look forward to because it helps you get through the rest of the week, right? We've been thinking about how do we want to plan our family? How do we want to take vacations? All that stuff has to go into the mix, because if your family life is not set up, I think people are confused. They think, oh, people who work a lot, are they happy? And I think to myself, well, most likely, because in order to work a lot, you have to have a lot of your stuff set up, because you can't be consistent for 13 years in a row if your family's not set up. Because most people, they may have a good family. One argument happens, they don't list for 3 weeks. Like, it has to be rock solid everywhere. You have to crush everything. So when I see advice like this, like comments like this is crazy to me, because first off, this person is subscribed to me. My channel's information is always the same. My advice is always list consistently, list items that are at least $10 profit each time, in case you need to get a discount and move the item for cheaper. In fact, maybe even aim for $20 profit per item. That way you can discount the item to move it quicker. But the reviews that I do for people's stores are almost always the same. The titles are kind of messed up. The pictures could be better. The item specifics could be more complete. They're entering in information that maybe doesn't matter, so they're wasting time there. And then if I were to, I'm going to be coming out with a series, hopefully, that gives you a daily refinement reseller score out of 100. What would I rate you? And honestly, knowing how eBay works is probably only 20% of the 100, right? It's actually executing that, but the rest of it doesn't work unless you understand the first 20% of it, which is, how does eBay work? How does eBay rank your listings? Most people never even develop that first 20% of knowledge. That's your foundation for the whole eBay business. So if you don't have this really solid foundation, you can't build all the skills, all the different things that are in your business. So there's a reason why our podcast is very similar every single week, because it's focused on the fundamentals. So both of us are into sports. We like the idea that when you go do your drills in the morning with your little league team, it's the same drills. It's running, it's practicing skills. That's all it is. There's nothing fancy. There's no secret things. There's no amazing new thing. For some reason, YouTube recommended the pine tar for me, which is stuff that people put, like to improve their grip, and it changes the spin on the baseball. And I watched this guy review Vaseline on the baseball versus nothing on the baseball, and versus pine tar on the baseball. And it made such a small difference, even for this person who is a professional baseball player. It does make a difference, that's true. But for an amateur person, right? So you're listening right now, you want to build an eBay business. What size bag you use, what size box you use, these are really, really minor things that don't really matter. The main thing is, are you listing consistently? And the people who are doing that all have success. If I go back and ask you why your listings aren't consistent, that's the secret, right? What are you doing in the day that is preventing you from reaching your goal? So a gentleman in the group did the perfect thing that is going to basically guarantee him success. He wrote down all the specific goals that he wants in his business. He wants 30 items a day. He wants 20 dollars profit per item minimum. He's going to list those. He could obviously take less profit if he wants to. He wrote down that he has a day job, so specifically these hours are his hard stop. He said that his wife is on the same page as him and they want to get this much money by this time. They know what date they want their eBay business built by, and they know all the different tasks that they're doing in the eBay business. Now here is the part where I can help. He said that right now listings 1 hour takes 15 minutes. I'm sorry, 15 listings go up in 1 hour. That's where his baseline is, right? And he goes over half an hour for customer service. He goes over 1 hour for shipping. So I know right off the bat, customer service does not take 30 minutes for a size store that's that big. It only takes 5 minutes. So I can shave 25 minutes off of his day now by asking him, what does your customer service look like? Are you spending a lot of time learning how eBay works for where these orders are supposed to be, how to issue a refund, how to issue a return label? We would need to go over all those things to reduce that customer service time from 30 minutes to 5 minutes. The listing time for 15 items, if we're talking about photographs and listing, that's a pretty good pace. I am at 20. So you'd want to look at what is taking so long, how many photos, how many are not. I know he sells in a category where there are not that many photos. I personally take between 10 and 12 photos every item. I think this category is between 2 and 5 photos. So it might be even faster, but this is what I need in order to help you get to that next level. If you say, why are my sales slow? I've been leaving those people behind, not because I think that you won't make it. It's just that I have such limited time on YouTube. I want to focus on the people who want 10 sales a day or more. That's what I want the demographic of this channel to be. If you're currently just starting, I still want you to have the goal of 10 sales per day. 10 sales per day at $10 profit is life-changing money. That's $36,500 a year extra. That's twice as much as a normal 401k of $20,000 that you would save at a normal company. If you decided to do 401k, you can have that distributed in. So you're going to be retiring in literally half the time with just a 10 a day listing habit, which could be as little as 1 hour, right? So we're talking about 1 hour a day, twice as much as your 401k retirement plan. That's how powerful learning how to do this is. So is the information free? Of course, right? Hustle is sold separately. That's why you're in the group. Looking at people that specifically have this goal of building an online store, another income stream. And then one more final thought before we get going today, which is I'm actually forming a new opinion, which I thought that our days on eBay were limited or more difficult because it's becoming more expensive. I changed my mind. Now I think that our time on eBay is going to end. So it might sound kind of dismal or maybe kind of doomsday-ish, but eventually it will not become profitable to sell on eBay. So I've changed my mind. Now I want to make as much money as possible on eBay before they turn the lights out. I think eventually it will become too expensive to ship. It'll be too hard to get the items. Rent will be way too expensive to run a store. At that point, you will have to close your store. So I've changed my mind. I used to think it's going to get harder every year. Now I think it's going to end one time. It's going to end at some point, and we will have to do something else, like learn the code. So appreciate you guys. Please smash the like button. Consider subscribing. Join our Patreon group. Over 2,150 people. Keep paying because the service is worth it. To jump onto our live calls, network with people 20 hours a week, and stay focused with our accountability sheet. So I appreciate you guys. See you next time.